Lynchburg City School Board meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we have no public comments tonight. Oh, I'm sorry. I need a motion to amend the agenda to add an addendum to item C2, personnel report for the period October 3rd to the 17th, 2017.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? If not, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Okay, thank you. We have no public comments, so we can move to item B1, special presentation, professional development for teachers and administrators. Dr. Massey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're so pleased tonight to have Rebecca DeFore with us. Becky DeFore is the former teacher, principal, and central office administrator who has spent more than 16 years as an international consultant to help schools and districts deepen their work as professional learning communities, a model that has a strong research base for demonstrating significant, lasting school improvement. Ms. DeFore has co-authored 12 books and presented hundreds of times across the nation and world. As a native of this area and a former teacher for the Lynchburg City Schools early in her career, Ms. DeFore has partnered with Lynchburg City Schools to lend her support this year. In the past several months, Mrs. DeFore has donated many hours to provide individual coaching to principals, consulted school teams in their work, and provided professional development to school administrators and teachers, including a presentation which occurred on October 6, 2017, to nearly 300 Lynchburg City Schools educators. Lynchburg City Schools is incredibly fortunate this year to have the generous donation of time and expertise from Becky DeFore to support our schools and school leaders this year. Mr. Chair, I'm going to ask you to please, if you don't mind, to go to the podium and let's ask Becky DeFore to come and receive this plaque from Lynchburg City School Board.
Ms. DeFore, in recognition of outstanding service to Lynchburg City Schools, please accept this plaque on behalf of the Lynchburg City School Board. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed my work thus far and anticipate a lot more great days with the principals and teachers in Lynchburg City. Your city school system is filled with wonderful people, and I hope the process that we're working together to implement will just continue to strengthen the great work that's already happening on behalf of the kids and on behalf of the professionals in Lynchburg City. So thank you once again. It's a true honor.
Get a photograph? Pardon?
I don't think we have that set up. So, photograph, picture. I don't know, Cindy's usually. Okay, all right. Board member comments or anything? Okay. Well, on behalf of the board, thank you again. Appreciate it's a very generous donation of time on your part, and we appreciate the support very much. So, thank you. It's not often you get a international consultant. Move to item B2, which is the Grow Your Own Teachers Initiative. Dr. Massey, this is for discussion tonight.
Yes, sir. We're very pleased to have Dr. John C. Walker, Professor of Leadership Studies at Lynchburg College, who will come and present information to us about the Grow Your Own Teachers Initiative. The Grow Your Own Teachers Initiative is a joint effort of Lynchburg College, Central Virginia Community College, and local school divisions that will help area students who wish to pursue a career in teaching. I'm going to ask Dr. Walker to come forward at this time. Glad to have you, John.
It's good to be here. Mr. Chairman, board members, and Dr. Massey. For those of you who've been on the board, I don't want this to be Groundhog Day for you. because as you'll recall, I was here in the spring with Roger Jones. But Dr. Massey and I talked, we thought there was good reason perhaps to do this again, where once it was archived on tape, it could be used to get the word out to more prospective parents and students. So here we go. Good evening, and thank you for allowing me to again share the Grow Your Own initiative of CVCC, Lynchburg College, and our local school divisions, which is designed to produce much needed teachers and teachers from underrepresented populations. This is an opportunity for local school divisions to identify, support, and hire students as teachers in their respective schools. Dr. Massey and I believe with a number of vacancies experienced this past year, it is prudent that this message get out early in the year for seniors as they consider their higher education and career plans. And perhaps these comments can be used in the future to let other students and parents know about this opportunity. We believe the Grow Your Own initiative can support LCS's and neighboring school divisions' efforts to attract and retain quality teachers. Success is about having effective colleagues. My experience is that teachers coming back to where they went to school are often the most very effective colleagues. But Dr. Capps and Dr. Mickles from CVCC and colleagues at CVCC and LC, a guided and differentiated pathway has been created for students that you identify and support to go from high school to CVC to LC and to complete their degrees in teacher licensure in a timely and cost-effective manner. These students will be prepared to return and effectively lead in your classrooms and schools. I think we can all think of people in our schools. I know Ms. Morrison certainly can. Those people who came from Lynchburg City, who returned to teach and work in Lynchburg City, are the best and the brightest, and they stay for a long time and do good things. To identify student candidates, each high school, CVGS, and the STEM Academy can identify high school candidates who LCS will encourage to become teachers. Generally, candidates would be encouraged to study in STEM-related fields or come from underrepresented population groups within the division. However, the final selection is up to the school division, and CVCC and LC will embrace any aspiring teacher candidates that you all identify to go on after graduation. All candidates will be expected to meet all Virginia licensure requirements. Candidates will apply to both CVCC and LC and will need to be admitted by both institutions in order to participate in the program. Candidates will be considered duly enrolled and will have an advisor at CVCC and 2 advisors at LC. One will be for the education program, one will be for whatever content area they wish to teach. Candidates will follow a guided pathway to licensure with courses sequenced to meet LC general education requirements and Virginia licensure regulations and complete their degrees in 4 years. It's interesting, if students go to CVCC for 2 years and get their associate's degrees and then transfer to LC for their last 2 years, they can graduate and get their teaching license in 4 years. If they come to LC as freshmen, it takes them 4.5 years. Now, to explain the logic or the reason for that is beyond me. But it certainly behooves parents and students who want to get a degree in 4 years and only pay for 4 years to pursue this pathway. We are hopeful that we can eventually get this changed for people who had admitted to LC initially, but CVCC to LC folks are the only ones who can do it right now. Candidates will graduate from CVCC with an Associate's of Arts and Sciences degree while paying the CVCC tuition price for 4 classes that they will take at LC during their second year at CVCC. The field experience, which includes observing and participating in the classroom, will all be supervised by LC faculty, and candidates will return to their home school divisions to have those experiences. So if they go back to one of your elementary schools, if they go back to your middle or high school, they'll be going back to where they know people, where they know administrators, and where they feel comfortable. But most importantly, they have very strong relationships with people in their buildings. Each school division will assign candidates a mentor teacher who will work collaboratively with an LC supervisor to make this program successful. Candidates in the program will need to maintain a 3.0 GPA. That is becoming the new licensure requirements. There will be national requirements. Candidates will be required to satisfy all testing and other licensure requirements. Candidates at LC the last 2 years will receive a financial incentive in a tuition reduction for their 2 years at LC. Local school divisions, we talked about this last year, may offer financial incentives, but there is no need to do that or no expectation that that will be done. Students that are in early college, these students can take advantage of this opportunity with GYO. It may be with what they've done so much so soon that there may be some extra courses they need to get out in 2 years after they finish at LC, but we believe that would be possible. To start the process, those interested, I put a rack card at your place. My email address is on there. All you need to do if someone's interested is give them my email address. Once we have that, here's what we'll do. I'll talk to students about completing an online application. Once the application is completed, Ms. Walters-Bauer, LC's Director of Admissions, will coordinate with Dr. Jones, who you all know well, and Ms. Emily Munez, the CVCC Academic Counselor and Advisor, to work with the students. So they'll have support and assistance immediately from LC and from CVCCs. Tours and individual meetings at LC and CVCC are available for parents or students at any time they want to visit either of the schools. I will also encourage the school counselors at Heritage and Glass to share potential candidates with Dar Logan. Ms. Logan is my colleague at LC. She's the Senior Associate Director of Admissions and the Central Virginia Coordinator of Multicultural Recruitment. And all the folks, Ms. Logan's recruiting area are the 15 area high schools. So she knows the counselors in the school and she can work well with them. Please know that Dr. Massey, Dr. Jones, and I recently met with the principal and school counselor, both at Heritage and at EC Glass. And on Thursday, I'm going to Big Orange Country to meet with Counselor Miss Reed and several prospective GYO candidates to start the process. I'm glad to answer any questions you might have, and I appreciate the time and the opportunity. And as a former principal and superintendent and teacher, we need good people. We need them to come. We need them to stay. And I believe if we can attract people from our own school divisions and get them in our buildings, we're going to keep them, and they're going to do wonderful things for us. So may I answer any questions?
Very much. Board member questions, comments? Dr. Coleman?
Dr. Walker, it's always a pleasure to be in your presence, and thank you for the outstanding work that you do. Part of some of the stuff that we did whenever the Leadership Institute was in place, how is the community being engaged to know how they can help in the recruitment of potential students for this program?
To be honest, I don't know what we've done, and that's something I probably need to go back and talk to the folks at CVCC and LC about. We've worked so hard in trying to get school counselors informed and trying to get principals informed and school boards informed. I think what we need to do is take the next steps on how we might do that. So if anyone has any suggestions on how we might do that, whether it's talking different places or doing different things to get the word out, we would be more than happy to do that. I think last spring I went to 6 different schools to meet with a mother and dad or mother and daughter or son to talk about school opportunities. So we're more than willing to do that. But to be honest, Dr. Coleman, I don't think we've done anything other than talk to school folks and be they school boards or in the buildings.
Okay.
But that's a good suggestion. I'll talk to Dr. Jones about that.
Any other comments? Looking forward to some, this is a long-term effort. And appreciate the initiative, and Lynchburg is fortunate to have people willing to make take the initiative like that. So thank you for you and Dr. Jones, and appreciate your support.
Thank you all, and the good work you do.
If I could make one comment. Of course, we want to invite all our best and brightest students to look at this endeavor. I think it's a wonderful opportunity, and I hope parents that are watching this on television see that financial aid package at LC after the first 2 years. But as you know, John, we're working hard to hire more minority teachers, And I see this as a vehicle to help in that endeavor as well. I thought I'd just make mention of that.
Yeah, and certainly you shared with Roger and me your experience that you had in Buckingham County Public Schools doing that. And I believe any successful endeavor is based on positive relationships. So those coaches, those teachers, those counselors, those administrators, those custodians, all those valuable colleagues that have good positive relationships with students, if they could say, you know, you could come back here and make a difference in someone's life, just like this teacher or this coach has done for you. I think those individual one-on-one conversations are the most effective way where they can link with a student and get them interested in thinking about, well, you know, I've had a good experience here, and a lot of people have done good things for me. I would be honored to have a like opportunity. That's why I got into education. I had people that I thought that I knew that were very important in my life, and I thought, well, maybe I can do this for others.
Ms. Morrison?
Many of us that became a teacher because of the teacher. We had teachers that influenced us and certainly helped us move along in that vocation. And I think if we can get this information to teachers so that they can share that with students and that they know might have that interest, we might see get some results from that as well.
I would agree.
Ms. Carter?
And to me, Dr. Walker, this is just a no-brainer. This is great. 4 years and financial incentives. And also, you know, just for the parents out there to please spread the word, and we can spread the word, and that can help with the community engagement. And just looking to my right is Susan, who was a student, teacher, principal, and now board member, you know, all from the Lynchburg Public Schools. So that's great. You know, we need more people to do that, to come through the ranks and go to EC Glass or Heritage and join the board and be principals and teachers. So we can fill that gap right here with our students. And like you said, vehicle for the students, for any population, it's a great way to start. Come back and give back.
Dr. Coleman?
And just to add, I should have said it earlier, we have been talking as a board about the need for our local colleges to work with urban education, how to get teachers ready for an urban setting like ours. And so this is incredible in that regard, that not only will we be growing our own, but we will be making sure that they know how to handle the dynamics that they will face once they get on the front lines of the classroom.
Great. Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you all. Have a good evening.
We move to item B3, Automotive Service Technology. It's a special presentation. Dr. Massey?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're so happy tonight to have Mr. Ron Snow, our Automotive Service Technology Instructor at EC Glass High School, with us. The Automotive Service Technology Program was granted Automotive Service Excellence, the ASE renewal of accreditation, after completing a 2-year review by a team from the National Automotive Technicians Education Foundation. This team was led by Mr. Ed Dillinger, who's also with us tonight, and I'll ask him to come up as well, Supervisor for Career Technical Education. Industry leaders from 5 local automotive service repair business and a representative from Greensboro, North Carolina. Mr. Snow's program received passing scores in all 12 ASE standard areas reviewed, which included 148 individual competencies. And Mr. Snow himself personally completed and passed 8 ASE instructors exams needed for program renewal. We do wish to recognize Mr. Snow for his hard work and leadership, which led to this renewal of accreditation. And our esteemed chairman is going to present this plaque to him at this time. Thank you, sir.
City School Board, please accept this certificate of accreditation. Been evaluated by the National Automotive Technicians Education Foundation in the areas of instruction, course of study, facilities, and equipment, and meet the standards of quality for the training of automobile technicians at the following level: maintenance and light repair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Stills, can you get a picture?
Sure.
With us?
With the whole board, or you just?
Whatever's fast. That's for our Crew Tech newsletter. Anything else after that is for y'all. So.
I just would like to say something to the board. I appreciate this honor, and I have a lot of people to thank for this, my advisory committee members and my students. But I'd like to thank the board, education, chairman, Dr. Massey, for all your support in this program, for all the CTE programs and class itself. Thank you.
Good job,
Awesome. Okay. So we move to item C, the consent agenda. It consists of the school board meeting minutes from October 3rd regular meeting, the October 2nd student discipline committee meeting, personnel report and addendum, as well as approval for foreign travel for the high school German students. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Moved and second. Any discussion? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. So we move to student representative comments. Ms. Robertson, you get to go first.
So last week during intersession, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, students came in for extra tutoring and learning, and also for prep for the SAT, ACT, and PSAT. In Colors Virginia magazine, Chandler Calloway, a senior at Glass, earned Scholar of the Month for having a GPA of 4.07 while battling ADHD. Tomorrow at 7:30, tours will be conducted to encourage students to attend EC Glass, which will be given by ambassador students at Glass. Next week, our theater will have a night of one acts, Monday through Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and for adults it is $12 and seniors and students $8. Our 6-1 football team will play Liberty this Friday at City Stadium at 7 in our homecoming game, and you can check the EC Glass Facebook for other athletics.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Appreciate it. That brings us to school board committee reports. Are there any? Most of the committees meet quarterly, so all right. We'll move to item F, unfinished business. So our school board governance norms and protocols. On September 22nd, 2017, the Lynchburg City School Board received governance training conducted by the Virginia School Board Association. During that professional development training, the board reviewed and revised its current governance norms and protocols, which were developed during a similar training activity conducted in April of 2016. The document, which appears an attachment to this agenda report, provides clear guidelines and procedures for all aspects of board communication, school board meeting agenda development, interactions with the school community, professional development, and evaluation of the superintendent and itself. This is for information tonight. It is for action at our next board meeting on the 7th. We did talk a bit about this at the training session. I thought I'd highlight what's on the first page for everybody because it really captures the main points. We agree to the following norms in all our interactions. We will hear each opinion, but ultimately act as one. We speak candidly and courteously to each other and listen to dissenting or different viewpoints with an open mind. We help each other to depersonalize disagreements. Once we reach a decision or compromise as a board, we will support the will of the board in word and deed. The chairman or designee will speak as the official voice of the board. A single board member will not represent the board without the consent of the board, and board members making personal statements in any format, including speeches, articles, social media posts, especially those, etc., should clearly state that these statements are their opinion and not the position of the board. We will be mindful of the different roles and responsibilities throughout the school system and maintain a focus on policy and governance. We will be aware of the different roles that we play as individuals, board member, citizen, parent. We will be focused on our work as a board and not interfere with the day-to-day operations of the school system, which is the responsibility of the superintendent. And we will maintain open communication with each other, the administration, and the community at large. Information shared with one board member will be shared with all members. If considerable worker time is required to generate data, the full board must endorse the request. And the changes as far as the specific protocols are just a clarification on the policy reference to placing items on the meeting, for the board meeting agenda. And then we decided that we will do a board self-evaluation annually, and then a clarification on the, a small correction on the violation of norms and protocols. That basically you get a one-on-one counseling session with the chair, assuming the chair isn't the one that's needing the counseling, and then, if it's, egregious, then there will be a letter sent. So, I don't know if board members have any additional comments at this point. This will be for approval at the next meeting, and if there's any suggested in the meantime, please feel free to pass them along to myself or Wendy. And, okay.
I think it's very well worded, Mr. Chair. So.
Okay. All right. So this will come to us for approval for at the next meeting. The next item is the school board retreat. Each year we do conduct an annual retreat. I don't know if Dr. Massey, if you want to talk to this at all or not, but we've identified, I think, the top 10 items to be discussed at the retreat, which is scheduled for November 1st. That will be pretty much all day. Have we decided on the location?
It's going to be at the Kemper Street.
Okay. Okay. And the 10 items are the achievement gap, teacher turnover, personnel trends and salaries, student discipline problems, data warehouse, equity task force, school safety, comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is something we do annually at this retreat. Lole Cole, discussion of the possibilities of monthly school board meetings, and then discussion about school attendance zones. So that's really for information tonight. Dr. Brennan.
I just asked as a new member, so I guess we're saying that all these topics will be considered at the retreat. Is there a priority of what we're trying to get
There's a
through,
plan. There's the plan. The one that has to be done is a comprehensive plan.
Sure.
And that will take a fair bit. If we don't get through all of them, we'll try to arrange them in order, what looks to be important.
Yeah.
And then they would default to either, if we decide to have a second another day, say early next year, or they could be topics for discussions at following board meetings.
I guess I was just wondering whether the board wants to comment on as far as prioritizing the different topics, what they think are the ones that should be at the top of the list, or how it would be decided.
I don't know. Was this based on how it came out? Okay. Okay. Based on the feedback that board members gave when they were kind of asked to provide information. So, like I said, the one required one is a comprehensive plan that we have to do that. But anyway.
So can I ask? I'd love to get Dr. Sinya's opinion, because I think she has been a proponent of the data warehouse concept. Could you just comment a little bit about what information you'd like to discuss there, what topics, so that the administration can be prepared to present that?
Basically, I just have a couple of concerns about all the data that we hear are being collected. So concerns about how it's being collected, where it's being collected, if it's being kept, how it's being kept, who oversees that. Does it meet regulatory requirements? I'm assuming it all does. Is it protected from hacking? Is it backed up? Who has access to it? Is it coordinated in a meaningful way? Are there opportunities for some standardization so that we can measure across school buildings or teachers or subject matter? I like that it appears that our teachers and schools and principals do have some autonomy on what they collect, but I would just like to see a comprehensive review of everything that's there, and ways that opportunities that we might have to mine that data to look into some of these other issues like achievement gap, lole-cole, and some other things.
Okay, all right. Okay. Thank you. We have no new business. Late for today. Brings us to superintendent's comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have the sad duty to report to you that Debbie Baroque, 52, died early Tuesday morning, October the 10th, 2017, after an almost 5-year battle with breast cancer. Debbie was most recently employed as secretary and bookkeeper by Lynchburg City Schools. She loved the students she helped at Pride and at Fort Hill Community School. I would like to ask for a moment of silence in honor of Debbie Baroque at this time. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I have some previews of coming attractions as far as instructional updates for the school board at the November meeting. First November meeting, we plan to have a presentation by Lincoln Middle School, Sandusky Middle School, and Dunbar Middle School, and the focus of that presentation will be English, reading and writing. And in December, Lincoln Elementary and Heritage Elementary will present, and the focus of that presentation will be reading. In January of 2018, Heritage High and EC Glass High will present to the board, and their focus will be math and science. In February, it'll be Bedford Hills Elementary School and Paul Monroe Elementary School, and the focus will be reading and the achievement gap. In March, R.S. Payne Elementary School, Sandusky Elementary School, and Sheffield Elementary School, the focus of their presentation in March will be reading. Just an announcement that I hope you know this. The City Council School Board Retreat will be held Thursday, December the 7th. I asked Ms. Severchik yesterday if she knew where it was going to be, and she didn't know. So I asked when it was yesterday, and that's what I found out. And I don't know where it's going to be, but I'll let you know as soon as I get that information. Yeah. December the 7th, which is a Thursday.
Is it a half day?
You know, ma'am, I don't know.
Yeah, I would expect it would be in the evening. Could go.
Okay. An announcement, October the 16th through the 20th, this week, has been designated as National School Bus Safety Week with the theme Stop on Red. Wednesday, October the 18th, has been designated as Transportation Employee Appreciation Day. The Transportation Department will be giving out thank you notes to all employees tomorrow, along with a small gift, and we'll be holding a cookout later this month to appreciate them for everything that they do. I hope they'll invite me. And I have great news for you. Perrymont Elementary School is a finalist for one of the inaugural Governor's Awards in Innovation and Excellence in Education. Therefore, Karen Nelson, members of her team, and I have been invited to attend a reception at the Governor's Mansion in Richmond on Thursday, October the 26th from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. And award winners will be announced at the reception. Congratulations to Karen Nelson, staff and students at Perrymont Elementary School. Great honor.
Yeah, awesome. Very good.
Thanks, sir.
Sure, very good. Okay, so we move to board comments. Board members? Nope. Dr. Coleman? Nope. Nope. Okay. Or Dr. Browning?
So just regarding the superintendent search, just to sort of recognize the turnout for last week's open forum, which I'm sure was largely due to the publicity that was done by the administration and by Cindy Babb and other people involved with that. Also to point out that the Ray search firm made the comment several times that the participation of the community was so terrific, and that usually in a community this size, on the survey that they hand out, they'll have about 300 responses, and they had 700 responses. One of the outcomes of that is that we've been given about a 50-page list of the comments that were made on those surveys, which really are pretty phenomenal. I know that the school board has them. I'm sure that they have read them or going to read them. But if you'd like to have a view of what opinions are about the school system, it's very impressive. And my impression from reading them is there's a lot of teacher comments in there. So I think it also gives us a good feeling for the teachers. But I think it was a great survey. I think Ray Associates did a great job, and I think the administration did a great job with coordinating that at EC Glass. So appreciate that. And just a final comment, just to confirm this, but I think for people to know, it sounds like the time frame for the search is on track, in that we've had our survey done, we've had the community meetings, and I think, Wendy, you can help us with this, but on November the 20th, they're supposed to present sort of our top candidates that they have from their search. And then on December the 11th should be the end of the interviews and decision by the board around that time as to who the superintendent would be. So it sounds like things are moving along, and that's more for public information than for the board. But just wanted to make the comment and thank the administration for their good job last week with that forum. Thank you.
I would add that those are tentative dates. Those are planned dates, and depending on how things go, there's a little fuzziness, especially with the December date. But certainly early December, early to mid-December, things hopefully will be, wrapped up. Ms. Snyder.
I just wanted to let everybody know of an activity going on at Dunbar Middle. Their theater program will be presenting Elf Jr., the musical, on November 3rd through 5th. Our high school students get to come in and talk all about their theater programs, but sometimes we don't get to hear about the middle schools. And kids have been working really hard, really since the beginning of the school year, to put this show on. It's going to be a fun show. So everyone's invited, and I'm sure there's more on their Facebook page. Thanks.
Okay.
Excellent.
Okay. If there's no other comments, then a couple of informational items. The school board retreat is going to be November 1st at the Kemper Street Station in the second floor conference room. I'm guessing it'll probably start about 8 o'clock. And the next board meeting is Tuesday, November 7th at 5:30 here in the boardroom. Now, we do need to go into a closed session at this point. So pursuant to the Code of Virginia, Section 2.2-3711A1, the school board needs to convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following specific matters. Personnel matters.
So moved.
Motion to enter into closed session. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. Okay, so we are in closed session, and we will wait here. And thank you all for your attendance.